On the locators. So locators really answer the question where. But they don't just tell where. They go beyond that main point and they offer secondary points and supporting details that help tell that overall story. So a lot of times with our locators, we want to utilize that inverted pyramid. Remember the main point of the inverted pyramid. If you think of a pyramid or a triangle, flip it upside down. The top is that headline, the pointer boxes, those are the main points. Secondary points being the chatter, bold-faced references, and supporting details being things on your map such as lakes, highways, those little details. So when we're creating these locators, we always want to make sure that north is always up. There really is little opportunity for artistic freedom. You have to follow some rules. So you have to make sure that the geographical boundaries are not reshaped. The height to width ratios must not be altered. And the key too is that they should be as small as possible, but allow for those sufficient landmarks that are recognizable. So what do we do? What do we want to do with the locators as far as our locator information graphic map? We want to make sure that it justifies the space that it is taking up, and that it justifies or creates the attention. It highlights those key locations. We might need to add a reference point in there to establish a scale. Make sure you're following the inverted pyramid. And you want to follow what we call the cartography or cartographic style, but we don't necessarily need a key. This is something that you would see in an atlas where you'd have a key with that, compass and the scale indicators. We do not need those necessarily with these locator maps. You don't want to put too much detail. You don't want to include icons that are not part of this cartographic style. You don't want the maps to get too big, and you don't want to distort reality. So here's an example where both of these little locators have some problems, and they're problems of scale. So one has too narrow a scale. The top one, we have no clue what we're looking at there. And the bottom one provides some distant landmarks that really aren't important. So when we look at a locator here, like other well-designed graphics, a locator needs to tell more than just one thing. We need to, not only tell where, but what happened. So in this case, there was a burglary linked to a bombing. We see where it happens. We can locate that spot. Some other examples of locators. And this one actually uses a piece that we're going to go into in our next type, which is the inset. So this locates, there's some regions here, and we're locating social media, the use of it in the UK. And so what I want to draw attention to is this area right here, which happens to be an inset.